the gallery walk, we would just like to briefly introduce what all of this is about. The gallery walk is about honoring political prisoners. They are someone's sister, someone's brother, someone's daughter, someone's son. They are someone's cousin, someone's grandparent, someone's father. And I think we should never forget that they could be your sister, your brother, your father. And you would never want them to be forgotten. I'm going to hand over to Alexandra Sabu to explain a little bit more the situation.
Thank you very much, Patricia. Today, earlier, during the panel, we already covered quite broadly the topic of political prisoners. When we decided to put together this gallery walk, when we collected the pictures, we recognized our colleagues, our members, and it deeply saddened us. I work as an advocacy and EAP index manager at the Secretariat, and one of the persons who is illustrated on panels here worked with me till almost the very last day when he was imprisoned in Azerbaijan. A few days before he returned to Azerbaijan, Gubad Ibadoglu was in touch with me and with other colleagues to discuss about the developments in his country. And on the 23rd of July, an Azerbaijani colleague mentioned that he was imprisoned. He was abducted on the street between Sumgait and Baku. I'm getting quite emotional when I talk about it, and I just couldn't believe it. And it was the day when I actually got in touch with Jala, that I never met before. She is the daughter of Gubad Ibadoglu. And since then we've been in touch, and we tried our best to help his cause. But he's not the only one. In the APCSF, we have more than 50 members, 50 people with whom we work who are behind bars. And for us, it's just hard. But imagine how hard it is for their families. And with this gallery walk today, we invite you to read about their cause, but also to write letters of support. It means a lot for them, for their families, and for their cause, really, ultimately. And with these words, I will give the floor to Jala to tell you more about her father and the situation of political prisoners in Azerbaijan. Thank you.
Thank you for both of you, all these lovely words. I'm very thankful that I'm standing in front of these courageous members of Eastern European civil societies. I know some of you have been a political prisoner before, and some of you are members of the families who had political prisoners. And it's such a pain that we are all living. My father, Dr. Gubad Ibadoglu, he is the co-founder of the Civil Society Forum, and his NGO, Economic Research Center, is a member of Eastern European Partnership from Azerbaijani delegation. His NGO has done something that is impossible to do in the country. Went to the Nagorno-Karabakh and the investigation on the money that has been allocated by EU, UK, US, from Azerbaijani budget, and from the UN for the work that has been done in Nagorno-Karabakh. And he showed how this money has been actually allocated to Aliyev and Erdogan's family businesses, and how it's been spent for the embezzlement and corruption. He has done researches, like countless researches, as a professor at London School of Economics on the elite's assets and offshore companies in the UK. He's done the first initiative for stolen asset recovery, open a foundation to be a scholarship for Azerbaijani students, so that money has been stolen from us, that will go to that scholarship and will be paid for the students in Azerbaijan as a scholarship. The third thing that my father has done, among many, many researchers and investigations, as a scholar, as an academic, and as an economist, as a human rights defender, is to research how EU oil and gas contract has been affecting us in Azerbaijan, and has been affecting the sanctions against Russia, and how Azerbaijan actually doesn't have enough oil, and especially gas, to supply to EU, and is getting it from Russia and has been selling it to EU. In 19th October, EurasiaNet just published an article that Azerbaijan is refining 200,000 barrels of oil every single day. And now these informations are quite hidden. It's really hard to reach them because we don't really have people in civil society doing all this investigation. The country is a very, very scary place. My father is suffering. He cannot even move. He has issues on his spinal cord degeneration. His blood sugar is very high, that he's suffering and under risk of diabetic coma. His heart, artery in his heart is expanding, and further expansion just means death. And he cannot get any medical care. He cannot even put into the prison hospital, not even releasing him to be free and to continue his research. They don't even want to release him to the prison hospital under their own control. Why? Because they want to silence every voice, including his voice, and including everybody in Azerbaijan and around the world. Dictators learn from each other, and our presidents are learning from each other. It's a show that they put with my father, that they are trying to kill him to show everybody that if you investigate our money and if you investigate our contracts, that's what will happen to you. And it's also experience for other countries to use to actually scare other their civil society as well. So every single case that we have in this room, and millions of people that we don't even hear their names because they just become statistics, is very, very important. Today it's my father, tomorrow it's going to be one of us. But we need to stand strong, how all these dictators, presidents are standing strong and helping to each other avoid sanctions, to gain more and more money, to repress each other, to get people kidnapped from different countries and to be sent to Azerbaijan. So those presidents are helping to each other. And we are here so that we can help each other, so we can all protect each other and stand by each other's side. So therefore I ask you, I plead all of you to help my father as you can. It could be sending a letter, posting on Twitter, anything that you think is useful, anything, any single drop will get him out. And what dictators don't like, this pressure, they don't like us, they're scared of us, and because we are stronger together, and we will be stronger together. So I plead again, please, help my father and any political prisoners. Let's not stay silent. Let's not wait for the time to come to us. Let's fight them. All these presidents, dictators, repressions, and all of this together, right here in this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shala. And I'd love to ask you one or two questions. Shala, I know that you are very emotional about this and very worried about your father. Your father is very, very ill. Now, I'm wondering, how do you care for your own well-being, and how does your family care for their well-being? What helps you?
One thing that I learned doing this is that every single tweet, every single article, every single statement is actually an achievement. And I need to celebrate this achievement to feel better. And I know that I will get my father out of there. He won't be staying there long. And next year he'll be here, joining all of us. And we'll be giving the speech, him, not me, so I can rest.
Which actually brings me very nicely to my second question. I have heard that you are an optimist, and you are demonstrating that. I must admit, I admire you very much. I think I would be much more cynical. But I'm wondering if your father's in good health, and I hope he will be, and he maybe also be able to start his job at TU Dresden, because I know he was about to go and work at a university in Germany before he was imprisoned. What is the first thing you're going to do with your father? What is the thing you really dream about doing with your father when he's out?
So I live in Lund. I study at Lund University. We have this gorgeous botanical garden, and he really loves it. We go there all the time. We drink tea and take a cake and watch the ducks going around, and it's such a nice for us. And It was such a pleasurable time we always had in this silence and like good weather in summer, of course in Sweden, not in other times. But I think that will be the first thing we will do. I will get him to Sweden where I'm staying right now, and the first thing we will do is to go to that botanical garden.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ala, and I hope you don't need to wait until next summer to do that. Okay, so